Ladies and gentlemen, SquishyB here. Today we are checking out a game called Chaos Reborn. It's actually not that scary. It's a tactical sort of hex-based battle game with some card game elements. It's heavily dependent on RNG. The RNG gods give us and take us away with the same hand, and they can really screw you over in this game. You can be setting up with this spell with like a 95% chance to drop it. It's some unicorn riding monkey with a rocket launcher. You drop it and then bam, they say no. You stand there with your dick in your hands, you don't know what to do. So, in saying that, it's not broken. From what I can see, sometimes some games the RNG it's too much and it just ruins the game. It's too reliant on randomness. This game you can manipulate how random things are. If that makes sense. So what are you supposed to do in the game? Well, basically in a 1v1 game, there's two wizards. And they're just trying to hit each other. There's no health or anything like that. All you need to do is bang, pop him with a spell, an ability, a summon, or anything like that. Hit him once, and he's dead, and that's the game over. So it's really quite simple, but there's a lot of strategy to it. So I did a little bit of the tutorial, but I was like, yeah, I think I figured out what's going on here. So we're going to jump into some offline battles now. Let me know what you guys think. Like, I'd be cool to do some multiplayer here. I think where this game's really going to excel, if you have some mates, you jump into voice chat, be some pretty cool banter. It's a lot of fun that way, I think. So I checked out the campaign before. It seems very wordy and stuff like that, but I'm happy to play through it if you guys want to see that. If you want to see more Chaos Reborn, please let me know in the comments below. That'd be great. So anyway, SquishyB, male, adept. I'm going to go with adept at the moment. This will be my computer AI. I'm going to call him Dingus. If we give him a silly name, then maybe he'll be worse. I got to put no turn time so I can explain things to you. Turn them at 20 turns. Victory rule, survivors draw, sure, and game mode will go with classic. I'm not entirely sure on the difference between these two, but everyone online said go with classic when you start. So we're starting. Let's go with classic. Alright, start battle. Alright, so the first thing that you'll probably notice is this game looks awesome. So it is really cool. I think the art style on it is fantastic. That's the one thing that draws me into games a lot as well. So, but anyway, this is our wizard here. This is their wizard there. There's Dingus, and he's the guy that we need to beat to win. So how do we do that? Well, we've got these card things down here, and we've got a spell deck. It says 12 remaining, and each of these cards down here have a percentage chance to cast. We can see it. So we've got a 70... basically, if we want to cast an air elemental, we have a 70% chance of that spell going off. So that's a pretty good chance. Now you can see, I guess the other thing to point out to begin with is the different colors. So you can see there's green, blue, and red. Green is neutral cards. Okay, they're unaffected by this sort of environment bar at the top that we can see. Then you have blue, which is law, which is the good side. And then red, which is chaos, which is the bad side. So as you can see on the top here, if I cast this law spell here, the magic bow, which is an equipment spell, it says law 4. What that means is that this slider at the top, this environment slider, the balance between law and chaos, will shift a little bit towards the side of law. And what that means is it will make law spells easier to cast for me come the next turn. So let's have a look here. So as you can see, my Sapphire Dragon, I mean, this dude is the badass one. He's the, yeah, you can see his attack of 70, defense of 110, whereas you might see my Spider here, an attack of 30 with a defense of 50, so you can see the difference. You also have a Disbelief spell. What does that mean? We'll see as we go on, because you actually have the ability to cast spells for real, or you can cast spells as an illusion. Okay, so what I'm going to do, to get things started here, I think I'm going to drop down an air elemental, alright? Now, as I'm saying, I'm not the best at this game yet, so we're going to be learning it a little bit together, but I wanted to show you how it works. Now, there is also the ability to burn cards for mana and then use mana to cast different things as well. But for now, we'll just continue on. So I'm going to drop my air elemental down here. Now, he has a 70% chance to cast. I see I can cast it for real. Otherwise, I can cast it as an illusion. Now, what's the difference between an illusion and for real? If I cast it as an illusion, there's a 100% chance that it will be cast. It walks around, attacks everything naturally. To the enemy, it looks exactly the same as an air elemental that was cast for real. However, when it dies, it doesn't leave a tombstone. It doesn't matter too much, but what happens is if the enemy wizard casts their disbelieve spell on my air elemental, and it was an illusion, then suddenly it disappears. Basically, it just, bang, that's gone, and that doesn't take a casting spot as well. That's the other thing to tell you. Wizards can move, attack, and cast a spell. They can do one of those. They can do each of those things once per turn. So if you cast your disbelieve spell and it was an illusion on an enemy thing, then you don't. That doesn't use your spell slot. Otherwise, it does use your spell slot. So disbelieving, there's this sort of bluff element to it as well. Disbelieving is great if you actually manage to get the disbelief off and it was an illusion, because then it manages to kill one of your opponent's creatures. Plus, you don't use your spell slot. Hopefully that makes sense. To start things off, I'm going to cast it. I'm going to cast it for real. 70%. That's pretty good chance. So let's go for it. There you go. SquishyB tried to cast Air Elemental, but it failed. So that uses my spell slot. So now you can see I can't cast anything else this turn, okay? However, I am going to take the high ground, because there is bonuses from attacking from the high ground as to the low ground. So that will end my turn. So as you can see, a new card is drawn out of my spell deck, and I can see that there's 11 remaining. So Dingus is going to cast... He cast a Goblin. Now, I'm pretty sure that that's for real. Now, if I feel that that was an illusion, I could try and disbelieve it. But a Goblin, it's a basic enemy. They're pretty easy to summon, so I'm going to let him keep that up. And you can see by casting that, he's shifted this environment slider plus 2%. So now my chaos spells are going to be a little bit easier to cast as well. There's no negatives as well. So say the chaos is at 2%, it doesn't make my law spells harder to cast. That's the one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so a spider. Now you can see here I can show you a little bit about the mana. So as I do things in game, I think it's by killing, by trying to cast things, I gain mana points. I can also burn cards to get mana as well by dragging it onto this stuff. But what I can do is I can use mana points to manipulate the percentage chance of summoning different things. So here we have a spider. What I can do, I drop it down here, and you can see I can drag up. See, I have 7 mana points to spend right now. I can drag up how much I want to use to increase my chances of casting it for real. A spider isn't a super powerful enemy. I don't think it's going to set off any alarms with the AI. I'm not sure how tricky the AI is, so I'm going to cast it as an illusion. 100% chance to cast it, so now I have a spider to use. Now, if he does come and disbelieve that, it's going to leave me a little bit vulnerable, but I'm okay with that for the time being. Move my creature up here. Once creatures are summoned, they do have essentially summoning sickness, so they just sort of stand around there and bobble up and down for a little bit until the next turn when they can move and attack as normal. Creatures, as with wizards, can do the same. They can move once and attack once. Obviously, they can't cast. Only your wizard can cast. So I'm going to end my turn. Dingus is going to move his goblin up, and he's going to move back there. These little purple things here are mana shrines. So if you do manage to move over them, I believe you get basically a boost to mana points. Now, I'm not entirely sure if your wizard has to move over them or whether your creatures can move over them. That is one thing I'm not entirely sure about. Okay, so we can see my spider has a percentage chance to hit this goblin. It's a 75% chance, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my spider up to here. And I'm going to go for the attack. 75% chance. There we go. Okay, so it's webbed him. So we can see that different creatures have different abilities. So web, cast a sticky web on a creature instead of a normal attack, weakening the creature and preventing moving or attacking. Okay, so there we go. So I didn't realize that the spider doesn't actually attack. So that some of them have different abilities. So that was my fault, of course. Magic bow. So I can cast a magic bow onto my wizard, which I think I'm going to try and do now. 60% chance. Don't really like my chances, but we'll go with it anyway. Come on, RNG gods! Yes, there we go. So it was cast on me successfully, which is fantastic. You can see my wizard now has the ability of a ranged attack. So now I can shoot his goblin. Woo! And killed it. So there we go. Nice. So as I was saying, you only need to hit the creature or the wizard for it to die. That's all you got to do. There's no health, there's no nothing like that. The chances of attacking and succeeding is based on whatever you're attacking with and the defense of whatever's defending. And then it basically creates a percentage chance of doing damage. My wizard hasn't moved yet. I'm going to move a little bit further. Now, attacking with a bow from the high ground gives me an advantage. I believe like if it's a level 2 height, then it's going to give me a 50% chance. Attacking from a level 1 height is going to give me a 25% chance. So it's definitely beneficial to attack from the high ground. So Dingus has got a dwarf. Whoo! Okay. That was close. So, as you saw, his dwarf came in and tried to take a shot at me. Didn't succeed. Now, if he had succeeded, that would have been game over. I didn't realize the dwarf has the ability to throw his hammer. Alright, so I'm in a bit of danger here, so we're definitely going to move out of the way. See, if I was to shoot him, I got a 33% chance of doing that. That's not a great percentage chance. So let's see what I can do. Cast a new wizard, so I can cast Windwalker, which makes me move a little bit faster, which is pretty cool. A Bloodlust Totem, a static structure that gives a 30% chance, a 30% attack and 30% agility bonus to all of your creatures. That is very cool. Now, the current environment slider is at 4%, so if I was going to cast a lore spell, it would be a lot better. But as you can see, I don't really have anything except for my Sapphire Dragon, which is basically a win condition. And I'm not really going to get him out right now. Okay, so I could go with another illusion here. I feel this guy is just going to move around. He can move all the way around to here. So I'm actually going to come down off here. Otherwise that dwarf's going to get another attack. I need to decide what I'm going to do. Paralyze. Paralyzes an enemy, making him vulnerable. Requires a clear line of sight. So I could cast that on the dwarf. I do have the mana points to buff that up if I really want to, but I don't really feel like I need to. I'm going to head towards this mana shrine. I think that's going to be the start of what I want to do. And also in the meantime, I think I'm going to try and throw out this Bloodlust Totem. It seems like a good shout. 60% though. Buff that to 70%. I'm just going to go to 60%. Come on! Let's do it. As I was saying, best laid plans. I guess with a 60% chance, I probably shouldn't have cast that. Probably should have tried to buff that a little bit more. But anyway, just showing you how it works. Okay, I haven't moved my spider yet. Now, he can move all the way around to here. Now, this guy has a 2-range attack. So I can actually move to the high ground here and attack. So when I have him selected, I don't have to move first. I can click on the dwarf to attack. It shows what space he will move into. And then I'll do that. So he whoop, climb right up there. Bang. There you go. He's webbed. So that's great. So he's not going to move anymore. The downside to that is I'm standing right in front of him. I probably should have comboed that with the wizard, but anyway. Let's end our turn and... ooh, Gooey Blob. Gooey Blob is very cool. Alright, so the bird's coming in. Did not succeed. And they are going to summon an air elemental. Okay. So do we feel like that is an illusion? That's the question. We can start disbelieving stuff if we really want to. We are definitely on the... yeah, this is not good. Alright, so let's move down here with SquishyB or head towards this mana shrine. I definitely want to get my Sapphire Dragon out. I know that if I... yeah, I mean, he's definitely... If I summon that as an illusion, he's definitely going to dispel that. Hellhound. Okay, so let's... so the spider doesn't have really anything. I need something that can do some damage. So I'm going to get out my Hellhound. I'm going to cast it as an illusion. RNG has been not nice to me right now. And I feel like the AI wouldn't dispel me, maybe. Fingers crossed. So what I'm going to do with my spider is I'm actually going to web the bird here. Because he's super annoying. I do feel a little bit in a pinch here. We don't have any of... we don't have any spells that are sort of... you know, our Hellhound is our best at the moment with a 51%, which still isn't great. I kind of want some of these lowball creatures, but I can't find any, so... alright, anyway, we'll see what we draw out of the deck. We'll end our turn there with the Hellhound. There we go, this is what I'm talking about. A Goblin, 91% chance. It gives us more bodies on the field. Alright. Okay, so... alright, so he's basically... okay, so what happened there? Elemental attacked, which didn't work. Push back spider. Spider web dwarf. Spider did not succeed. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure how the air... Maybe that's how the air elemental moves. I don't know. But that was kind of badass. That was nice. So now my Hellhound is engaged the enemy, which means he can't sort of move through, which is a bit frustrating. What I can do here is I'm going to move my wizard onto this mana shrine, pick up some mana. So that's a huge boost to our mana. Now we're up to 44%. Now we're starting to look at, with our mana, there's a certain limit that you can spend on summoning things as well. So with the Sapphire Dragon, it's a 20% chance. What I really want to be doing is getting a lot more lore spells out, getting this environment shifter up a little bit, then look to drop the Sapphire Dragon. We'll see if we can get him out. Right now, my deck is just screwing me at the moment. I got 3 lore, 1 more chaos, so you can see sort of what's in the deck as well. Yeah, we only got seven cards remaining, so we'll see how we go. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop the Goblin. I'm going to cast it real as well. I probably should have buffed that a little bit. Oh, I was worried that wasn't going to pull off then. That would have been frustrating. Okay, so Spider, you're going to come in. Spider, you're going to come in for the attack. So what I'll do is I'll web down the air elemental. Failed. Frustrating. Okay, anyway, so he's got a 33% chance to hit him. Hellhound's attack isn't that great. The defense of the air elemental is really high. When I click on their enemy as well, you can see the chances of them attacking me. So, not great. There's no point not attacking with my Hellhound at this stage. From what I can see, just having a look, undead creatures can only be attacked by other undead creatures. Ah, okay, cool. Paralyzing stare. Range attack. Okay, awesome. Well, I don't think... Okay, so he went for the attack, didn't work. I don't think the air elemental can hit me back because it's not undead. So, we'll see if that works. Let's, as I said, we're still learning this game. I've only had a little bit of time in game with it at the moment. Bolt Tower. Yeah, I wish we had gotten that, So what is it? Ooh. Okay. That was worrying. It looked like he only did a knockback attack. Flying. Ah, so he can fly. Right, multi-attack. Undead Slayer. Oh, so he... Oh. May kill undead creatures. Fantastic. And pushback. Successful attacks usually force the target to retreat, but are only fatal if the target is pushed into the void. Okay, so he's basically going to try and push me off the edge. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so we need to get something going here. So a gooey blob is a pretty good chance of doing something here. So, but it's a good chance of blobbing me up as well. I really want to get my spider in to shut that down there. I don't want him to push me off. Tricky. The Bolt Tower, it's a magical range attack. Instead of close combat, can launch a static structure which can shoot weak magic bolts. Okay, so it's got a ranged attack, minus 30. Immune to magical attacks, may kill undead creatures. Yeah, so that's actually not too bad. It feels like that's the best, unless we paralyze him. Does paralyze weaken defense, making it vulnerable? Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to paralyze this guy here. 1 out of 3. Oh, cool, we can cast it on 3 creatures. So we're also going to cast it on 1 out of 3 casts. Okay. I'm going to buff this to 100%. I really want this guy to be paralyzed. We're going to go 95. Alright, let's see how we go. Okay, so he's paralyzed. Fantastic. So now I think I can... Right, so it's just... I thought I could have cast it on 3. Okay, maybe not. So now I've got a 50% chance to attack this guy. I'm going to bring my goblin in as well, potentially. Let's just go 50%. Goblin has a 60% chance. And Spider-Man can't get down there. So I'll bring my goblin in. And then attack. 50% chance, come on. There we go. Got it. So, okay. So see, he died. Look what he left behind. No tombstone. So he was actually an illusion. So we could have actually disbelieved that. Alright. Good to know. Okay, so now I got a 69% chance to web this dwarf, which I think is a really good idea. And then I'm going to get my spider. He's going to start pushing up and threatening the enemy wizard a little bit. There's a good chance that he'll be killed, but it's also meaning that the wizard has to spend some attention over there. My wizard hasn't moved yet either. He has cast a spell. Yeah, he cast paralysis. This guy can move up to about here, so purple shows his attack range. These guys are pretty much webbed, so I actually feel confident coming up to about here. Maybe playing a spell next turn. We'll see what we get out of the deck. Not all your creatures have moved. Oh, Hellhound can move as well. So let's, if we go right up here and engage, it means that his wizard is now engaged, which means he can't move around. So we're starting to pressure him a little bit as well. We have the creature advantage because we have 3 up. He only has 2. It's going to force him to... Oh, 90% dwarf. That's actually pretty good. That's a good shout, that one. Okay, so he disbelieved the Hellhound. I thought he would have been engaged with the spider. I'm not sure why he was able to move there. But he took a wild shot at me, so we can see there's a 33% chance he probably had something similar as well. So, whew, that was close. All right, Sapphire Dragon. We're still at a 20%. If we drop our, obviously, drop our Great Dwarf Man. Now, the thing about the Dwarf Man, they're so freaking slow. They really are. This guy's engaged here. I've got a 75% chance to take him down, which is good. Spider's not going to do anything else this turn, so let's deal with him. I guess a 75% chance to web him. But that is really just a web. There's nothing else that I can really do there. Gooey Blob. This is cast directly on enemy creatures for best effect. It will spread uncontrollably. This is the thing. It does spread uncontrollably. The Gooey Blob is great, but I do kind of want to get in and engage this guy. The Bolt Tower is probably not a bad shout, so I'm going to drop the Bolt Tower up here to pressure him a little bit. I kind of want to up my chances a little bit. I'm going to go to an 80%. 80% is good odds. You'd bet money on that. Oh. Whew. That was worrying for a second. But anyway, Bolt Tower is up. Next turn, that's going to be able to attack. See, we've got a 43% chance. That's not too bad. It's almost 50% chance. I take those odds. I take those odds. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't really want to engage with my wizard right now, so I'm going to pull him back. He's cast this spell. Goblin's going to get all up in the grill a little bit. I do want to drop the dwarf as well. I probably should have dropped the dwarf when I was closer up because the dwarf is slow as crap. But anyway, I want to web the bird, I think, more than anything, because the bird's such a threat. And then what I can do is I can get up here and engage him. So apply a little bit more pressure. Alright, so end my turn. Elf. Elves are great because they can shoot. Plus, it's another law spell. So it's going to buff my chance of getting out my Sapphire Dragon. Disbelieve ding. Oh, what? Okay, so my spider was an illusion as well. Okay, and he took down my tower. Wow. So this has shifted ridiculously. I need to start thinking about maybe disbelieving one of his things, because this is really starting to cause some grief. Okay, 90% dwarf. I could dwarf on dwarf. Yeah, that's right. I really don't know how to go here. I mean, I could go in for the Rambo. I'm feeling the pressure now as well. Ugh. This is hard. Hellhound, Vampire. My Hellhound wasn't that great. What would Harry Potter do? Alright, I can Gooey Blob. No, I can't. Alright, it's going to have to be the dwarf, I think. I'm going to cast for real, I think. 90% chance. It's not great. RNG has not been with me. Yep, let's go for it. There we go. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. Now, my wizard can still move. He's got a 25% chance to hit the dwarf. I don't want to do that. Just trying to see where the threats are. The goblin's not going to move out that far. He's not really going to move out that far either. My goblin hasn't had a chance to attack, so I'm going to move him into attack. He's got to at least take a swing at something. I'm suspicious of this bird. I think I should probably dispel. All right, I'm going to move Gobbo in here because then at least he engages with the dwarf as well. It'll stop the dwarf moving. Dwarf is probably going to have a... I didn't want to attack the dwarf. I wanted to click on the dwarf and see the dwarf's chance of attacking me. Yeah! Alright. Well, that's a bit frustrating. Yeah. Right now. Giant. Awesome. This bird doesn't seem legit. If it kills me. Dwarf on dwarf. There's a movie in that. Oh, 2 attacks. The Great Wizardo. Okay, Bloodlust Totem try to go out. So it's now my turn to feel the pressure here. 25% chance, 40% chance. Something has got to be an illusion here. He's got too much off, but I don't know. The dwarf is a 90% chance to cast. I don't think it's that. Goblin's pretty high as well. I don't know what... See, how much can I buff my elf? I could drop an elf, though. I'm going to go with the disbelieve on the bird. Only because... Yeah. The problem is, if I do this, it could cost me because... Yeah. If I fail this, then I use my slot, and I feel like we're not in a great advantage here. Alright, I'm going to go with the dispel. Ah! Come on! Okay, so the eagle's real. Alright, we're sort of up shit creek without a paddle here. You can move up here. Nope. Wizard move back. Goblin, 33% chance. There we go! Okay, swings the tide. Goblin coming up clutch. Oh, tell me that wasn't... That was an illusion and I was just going to kick this game in the nuts. Alright. 40% chance. I thought I already attacked with him. I have. Oh, okay. We need to get something out next turn. If the bird kills me, it's game over. That's just BS. Aha! What are you going to cast? Sapphire Dragon. Okay, Hellhound. Come on, that's got to be fake. Chaos is at 9%. That's pretty good. I could drop a Vamp. 40. Oh, man alive. This is tough. This bird is really starting to get up in my grill, which is kind of frustrating me. And I don't know how to deal with it now that my wizard's sort of isolated a little bit. I might move my wizard back here. Engage undead cannot move or attack. I thought that because the goblin... Oh, that's a skeleton. Right. And we can't hit the skeleton. Got it. Okay. We need something that can deal with skellies. Range attack. Nothing there. We need something undead. I need to get this hellhound up, I feel. I'm going to... If that bird actually hits me, though. 20% chance. I'll take those chances. Their hellhound's going to come in here. I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to drop my hellhound here. And I'm going to cast it for real, but I am buffing my chance for the shithouse for sure. Because I can't have this not go off. 79% chance. Come on, RNG gods! Got it. Alright. So we're at turn 11 of 20 as well. This may end up a draw. Rat Pack. Yeah. Okay, the bird's going to go again. Well, there you go. The skeleton goes. So that's how easy the game is to win and or lose. You saw I lost there. Maybe I should have played on the easy difficulty. There's still a lot to learn about this game. I enjoy it. Obviously, I'm not very good at it. This is just the AI. But I guess once you start to know the cards and sort of what the percentage of casting them is, it will make it a little bit easier to go. But, whew, dingus. Beaten by a dingus. I wonder if we can... It'd be nice to be able to go back and see what was real and what wasn't. I don't think we can, though. Aye. Well, that hurt. That hurts the pride a little more than anything else, but that's right. We're 0 for 1. We're 0 for 1 in Chaos Reborn, so maybe we could dive back in and go again. I felt like I had the advantage there, but then he got a couple of disbelieves off, and then when I tried to disbelieve the that eagle, it didn't go well. So yeah, there's a lot to as you can see, there's a lot of strategy in this game. There's a lot of bluffing. It would be great to play with other people. I think that'd be fantastic. There's a little bit of banter going on. You know, is it real? Is it not? You know, that bluffing game would be pretty cool as well. But yeah, anyway, I know it wasn't a win, but hopefully you guys got to a chance to have a look at Chaos Reborn. I am terrible at this game, but I'm determined to get better. So if you guys want to see some more, if you want to see some multiplayer games, or maybe me go through the campaign, whatever you guys want to see, let me know. Post in the comments below, or leave a like rating as well. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.